A very good evening and a warm welcome to the State of Business. I'm Nishani Figuera. Let's first take a look at tonight's headlines. EU says difficult to predict when Sri Lanka would regain GSP+. And SLFP appoints special committee to study recommendations of COPE on bond scam. The European Parliament delegation, which is in Sri Lanka on a 4-day fact-finding mission, urges Sri Lanka to seize the moment for national reconciliation. The 4-member EU Parliament delegation had meetings with representatives of the government, political parties, government institutions and civil society. Addressing the media, delegation's head Jean Lambert said that they are positive about Sri Lanka's efforts to regain GSP Plus trade concessions. However, the delegation stressed that they cannot predict when would Sri Lanka get a message from EU about its application.
We have been very interested to see what the government is doing in order to try and make sure this time it meets the criteria for GSP+. I mean, after all, there are 27 conventions there that it touches on. And we've been particularly looking at a couple of issues, for example, around the Prevention of Terrorism Act, certain of the proposed changes to that, and whether those meet international standards. And also the Code of Criminal Procedure, particularly in terms of issues around uncorroborated confession being the sufficient for a criminal conviction, as well as access to a lawyer.
The Prime Minister's side was, we need GSP Plus and we have been doing a lot of efforts, please make sure that we get GSP Plus. Now, the answer at this stage can't be given, of course, because it's a technical assessment that's taking place. As you well know, the application was provided from your side, from the side of the Sri Lankan government in July of this year, and it was given for assessment to the European Commission. It's in fact the European Commission who will look at the criteria, at what has been done, at still what needs to be done, and there will be an informal indication to the government in November about the trend. It won't be the end of the story, far from that, in the sense that it's only on the 12th of January that the Commission will come with a proper opinion of what needs to be done, its recommendations. This will then go to the Council of Ministers of the EU and indeed to the European Parliament. And at the level of these two bodies, there will be still in-depth discussions. The process can take some time. It can be rather short, but normally it's 2 months. But there can be 2 additional months requested by either the Parliament or the Council, or indeed the two bodies can agree that there needs to be more time for clarification. But at the very latest, on the 12th of May, there will be a decision taken, either yes or no.
The European Parliament looks at that. We can take it into 2 of the subgroups in the Parliament and then to the International Trade Committee and then to a vote in the European Parliament. And, you know, that is a yes or no vote. We hope it will be a yes vote.
UPFA General Secretary Minister Mahinda Amravira says that the Central Committee of Sri Lanka Freedom Party has decided to appoint a committee to study the recommendations spelled out by Special COPE report on Central Bank bond scam. He said that Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva is heading the committee.
මේ පිළිබඳව අධ්‍යයනය කරලා ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ඉදිරි කටයුතු කරගෙන යාම සඳහා වාර්තාවක් ලබා දෙන්න. ඒ වාර්තාව දීර්ඝ කාලීන අවුරුදු ගණනක් දිග් ගැස්සෙන එකක් නෙමෙයි. ඒක බොහොම ඉක්මනින් මේ කටයුත්ත කරලා අවසන් කරන්න කියලා කිව්වා. ඊට පසුව ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඒ වාර්තාවේ තීන්දුව අනුව මේ කටයුත්තට මැදිහත් වෙනවා. අපි තාමත් පැහැදිලිව ඉන්නවා මොන ආණ්ඩුවෙන් ගිය ආණ්ඩුවෙන් හරි මේ ආණ්ඩුවෙන් හරි කමක් නැහැ. වැරද්දක් වුණොත් ඒකට දඬුවම් ලබා දෙන්න ඕන. මේකේ වැරද්දක් වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා අපිට පේනවා. ඒ වැරදිකරුවන්ට දඬුවම් දෙන ගමන් පුළුවන් නම් මේ මුදල් නැවත අය කරගන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක පිළිබඳව කටයුතු කිරීම තමයි අපේ බලාපොරොත්තුව බවට පත් වෙන්නේ.
United National Party's General Secretary Kabir Hashim made a special statement to the media on the COPE report on Central Bank bond scam. He said the government will not only investigate this fraud but also a large number of other frauds committed in the past.
අපි කිසිම කෙනෙක් ආරක්ෂා කරන්න බැඳී සිටින්නේ නැහැ. මේ රටේ සාමාන්‍ය නීතිය අනුව කවුරු හරි වරදක් කරලා තියෙනවා නම් එයාට දඬුවම් දීමේ අයිතිය මේ රටේ නීති පද්ධතිය යටතේ ඉඩ තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඉදිරියේදී නීති ක්‍රියාමාර්ගය ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීම කොයි ආකාරයට සිදු වෙයිද කියලා නීතිපති දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවෙන් හෝ එතනින් ඉහළට මේක යන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා අපි මේකට ඒ ඉඩපාඩු හදා දීලා තියෙනවා. මම කියන්න කැමති එතනින් මේක නවතින්නේ නැහැ. පෞගිය කාල පරිච්ඡේදය තුළ ඊට වඩා 10 ගුණයක වංචා සිදු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පෞගිය කාලේ එම මහ බැංකුවේ හිටපු ප්‍රධාන ඉහළම නිලධාරීන්ලා සහ එයාලා මේ ප්‍රයිමරි ඩීලර්ලත් එක්ක තියෙන සම්බන්ධකම් ඒ වගේම කරපු ගනුදෙනු ප්‍රධාන මූල්‍ය වංචා පිළිබඳව විධිමත් පරීක්ෂණයක් කිරීම සඳහා ඒ හැම දෙයක්ම ක්‍රියාත්මක විය යුතුයි. වරදක් කරලා තියෙනවා නම් සෑම කෙනෙක්ම නීතිය යටතේ සමානයි. ඒ හැම කෙනෙකුටම මේ නීතිය යටතේ නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක විය යුතුයි. ඒ නිසා අපි තදින්ම තල්ලු කරනවා මේ රටේ නීතිය. ඒ වගේම පරීක්ෂණ වහාම ක්‍රියාත්මක විය යුතුයි. ඉතින් මේක අපි තදින්ම ඉන්න ස්ථාවරයක්.
Sri Lanka Nidahas Sevaka Sangamaya, one of the leading trade unions in the country, says the authorities are reluctant to give them an opportunity to discuss the proposed plan to restructure the national carrier. The government recently announced its plans to restructure Sri Lankan Airlines and called for business proposals. Leslie Devendra, the president of the trade union, said they would support the restructuring process only if qualified people come forward to join it.
ශ්‍රී ලංකන් ගුවන් සමාගම ප්‍රතිව්‍යුහගත කිරීමට සැලැස්මක් මේ ආණ්ඩුවේ තියෙනවා. අපි ප්‍රතිව්‍යුහගත කිරීම ගැන සංකල්පයක් හැටියට අපි විරුද්ධ නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ ඒකට සුදුසුකම් තියෙන පුද්ගලයොත් එක්ක තමයි මේක කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා ජාතික ගුවන් සේවයේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කියන ජාතික ගුවන් සේවයේ එලෙසම පවත්වාගෙන යෑමේ ස්ථාවරයේ අපි ඉන්නවා. අවශ්‍ය වුවොත් පමණක් අපි ප්‍රතිව්‍යුහගත කිරීම ගැන අපිට සලකා බලන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒක අපි කරන්නේ කායකද? ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සුදුසුකම් මොනවද? ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ පළපුරුද්ද මොනවද කියලා දැනගෙන විතරයි. එහෙම නැතුව නිකන් යාළුවන්ගේ මිත්‍රයන්ට විකුණන ප්‍රතිව්‍යුහගත කිරීමට නම් අපි සම්පූර්ණයෙන් විරුද්ධයි.
The State of Business will return with more news after this short break. To stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching The State of Business. The Sri Lanka Tourism Bureau is hosting the JEV 2016 Congress for the first time in Sri Lanka. Over 300 French travel agents are taking part in the event, which will be held until Saturday. The JEV Congress is an annual event held in France with the participation of their membership, with majority of them being outbound travel agents in France. This year, JEV has chosen to host the Congress in Sri Lanka, and it is after a 10-year lapse they are conducting the event in a destination away from France.
Sri Lanka is the safest tourist destination now in the world. For Europe, it is the shortest of the long-haul destinations. We are closer than Bangkok, we are closer than Bali, we are closer than the South Pacific. So Sri Lanka is a very attractive destination for a traveler who spends 10 to 14 hours inside a plane. By a strange coincidence, today all our rival destinations are having some problem or the other.
Central Bank says growth in credit granted to the private sector by commercial banks decelerated to 27.3% in August 2016 from 28.5% recorded in the previous month, amidst a continuous upward adjustment in market interest rates. The central bank said moderation of private sector credit coupled with net repayments to the banking system by the government and public corporations contributed to a deceleration of domestic credit granted by commercial banks in the month of August 2016. On the external front, earnings from exports grew by 8.4% in August 2016, year-on-year, reversing the continuous declining trend observed since March 2015. However, the deficit in the trade balance expanded by 8% year-on-year in the month of August 2016, as the increase in expenditure on imports was larger than the increase recorded in exports. After this break, it's Stock Watch. To stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Lackluster trading continued on the pause as volume and turnover levels remained low. Both indices closed mixed for the day, with the ASPI dipping lower due to Nestle Lanka and Ceylon Tobacco closing lower. Offshore investors were net sellers for the day, with selling seen on Tokyo Cement. Institutional and high net worth interest was present on National Development Bank, Sampath Bank, People's Leasing Company and John Keel's Holdings. Meanwhile, retailer interest was seen on Haley's Fibre. The All Share Price Index dipped 9.06 points to close at 6,400.17, and the S&P SL 20 gained 14.91 points to close at 3,574.83. Turnover was 321 million rupees. Foreign inflows amounted to 26 million rupees, whilst foreign outflows totaled to 42.7 million rupees. Up next are the day's forex rates. And that winds up the show for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.